Welcome back, my fellow hat enthusiasts, to another episode of Journey Through Eorzea. As always, I am your host, Man with Hat, Tiberius Fox. We are still in Eulmore. We are solving problems, trying to get ready to go and get all the pieces we need for going up to the big fancy castle with the wings on it. I know, not good camera angle. We just went through the dungeon, but the episode was getting a little long, so here we are. Let's, without further ado, let's talk to Eorzea. Figure out what the plan is here. I'm going back in. Nay, my lady, exhaust as thou art, thou wouldst only endanger thyself. I prithee, rest a moment. Aren't we all here? There was nothing when we looked. Tiberius. Hey guys. Just like casual wave, walk up. They were worried about me, that's nice. Dear gods, were it not for Sorabon's blessing, but I need not labor the point. I am glad to see you safe and well, my friend. We're getting pretty tight at this point. I mean, like, the thing is, we've been tight for a long time, but, like, I feel like they really, like, we actually pay attention to each other more than we used to, rather than just being a matter of course, but... Have you any idea how worried we were? To wash up on shore only to find you weren't with us? Oh, but I'm forgetting, here's your crown, your majesty. The Fuath kept the part of the bargain, at least. While there are certain twists and turns, our work here is done, with everyone none the worse for wetness. Oh, thank goodness you're still here. Hello, fairy person. Sulwyn, is something amiss? A great big mob of mortals is marching toward Mag. Mortals with ugly weapons and uglier faces. They wouldn't happen to be your friends, would they? Rather the reverse, I fear. The Eulmore army, I'd guess. Meaning we can play with them? As much as you like, but just be sure I will return with you to confirm their identities. If they are who we suspect, we will require your aid. If Alphanode is coming, and Eorzea will be too, yes. Can't be one without the other, you know. Alright, just remember, we're not your playmates this time. I'm afraid we must leave the rest of your relic hunt in your hands. Don't worry, I've done this sort of thing before. It's fine. Defeating the Light Warden would always have fallen to me. Yeah, no, it's true. I am the man with the plan. Perhaps, but I would feel better if we were there to assist you. Back to cheering you on from afar. See you afterwards, my friend. Alright. Let's talk to Eorzea. With our enemies fast approaching, time is of the essence. We must needs accomplish our mission with all possible haste. Of the two remaining bearers of the relics, the new Mo are nearer. We shall seek them out next. Among the Fey folk, they bear distinction for having aided in these lands since before the Flood. They are also the friendliest to men, and have served me faithfully whensoever I have called upon them. Indeed, they are a source of much knowledge, and I have acquired in my time here. The path leadeth past my dwellings. Let us away. Alright. So, with that in mind, let us go. So, now that we have a free moment, let's have a chat, shall we? So, first things foremost, you might notice I'm a little slow. I've had a couple beverages this evening, of the adult variety, but that is largely because before recording this episode, I'm trying to get my. Sorry, I'm like fumbling it. I was playing World of Warcraft Classic with friends. I know I mentioned this last time because I was just trying to make conversation. But it's interesting because I think it actually will make this series better in me playing it because it gives me more perspective on Final Fantasy XIV. So I thought that was an important thing to have. So I love this game, and I'm not maybe as passionate about it as other people are. It's just a thing I really like. You know what I mean? I like being the man with hat. I like going on adventures and being a bard, or in this case, red mage or whatever. So that's all fine. The thing about it is, is playing World of Warcraft Classic has been just an absolute chore. I don't really know how else to put it than that. But here, we'll talk to Eorzea, and then we'll first let's blow up Eorzea for no reason. There you go. And then we'll talk to him and then move on to the next thing. Past yonder cliff lieth Pla Eni, home of the new mole. The others have gone ahead to scout the way. Come, let us follow. So I'll break down my. I have 4 core criticisms really of World of Warcraft. Now, my friend insists that Classic is the best way to play, and I'm not saying that Modern. I've watched people play Modern; it doesn't look that interesting either. And I played a long time ago when Cataclysm was out. I was dating a girl, and we played Cataclysm or whatever, and I just was not ensnared by it at all. First and foremost, I like 14 because it supports controller natively, and that is it's a big thing for me. But that's not one of the main criticisms. That's more of like a secondary criticism, right? So we're gonna talk to Eorzea again. Alright, hold on. We'll get this story out sooner or later, I'll tell you what. Hang on. Hold that thought. Hold the thought. If the path striketh thee as precipitous, 'tis because it was once a mountain trail. For where the lake now lieth there was a valley, and in the midst of that thrived the city of Vobert. 'Twas only when the Fuath came in the wake of the flood that the settlement was drowned. We stand now upon its former outskirts, grazing lands where the shepherds once tended their flocks. Though one cannot help but feel a pang of loss when faced with such a spectacle, one can scarcely blame the Fey folk for so altering the land. The blame that lieth lightly with the light, a force terrible enough to bring the entire civilization to its knees, the entire world. That it should have been allowed to rise up unchecked is the greater regret. You know, thinking about the fact that he was the one that was kind of connected when talking to the Warriors of Darkness when they were in the Source all that time ago, it kind of makes sense that he'd be the one to have this conversation with, like, doubly so. Yet in spite of all the tragedy which surroundeth me, full glad am I for the chance to be here. 'Twas these hands which brought together the Warriors of Darkness and Minfilia, lest thou forget. Exactly, so I was just saying. Therefore, even were there no eighth humble calamity to forestall, it seemeth only right that I strive to deliver the first from its doom. Only right, I say, though such words ill convey the strength of my resolve. In truth, I can no more ignore the plight of this world than I can choose to stop breathing, and thus do I labor for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. Of course. I forget what that was originally from. I know someone said that. It was like a quote that you can use, but I don't know where that was originally from. I feel silly for not remembering that, but it's just like a thing that's ingrained now, and I'm like, oh yeah, that quote, of course. The coming struggle promiseth to test us to our limits, but so long as we stand together, I doubt not but we shall prevail. Aha, mortals, just as I thought, or just as we thought. Hast thou business with us? Business? Ha, nothing so boring. We smelled you coming and thought we'd come to play. They do not appear to be pixies of light or wrong. Mine apologies, but we are in some haste. Mayhap another day. Oh, in some haste are you? Then allow me to hasten you on your way, tee-hee-hee. Oh, Lord. What did she do? Did she make us, like, tiny or something? Teleportation magic. For a mercy, we were not sent far from our course. Should the pixies find us again, however, they will assuredly repeat the trick. We have not the time to waste. Let us avail ourselves of an enchantment I have learned. Fey Cloak it is called, a most ingenious magic which rendereth one invisible to Fey folk, albeit briefly. Okay, we're gonna make ourselves invisible to the fairies. I was like, they're fairy nearby, but they're not from that place we were already being cool with, so, you know. I'm assuming we're gonna do like a little like sneaky sneak mission type thing. I shall cast the enchantment upon thee. Under its aegis, thou art to make thy way past the pixies and rejoin our comrades. Know, however, that the enchantment shall suffice to veil thee and thee alone. Be not tempted to employ a mount, as it will only serve to give thy presence away. Okay. Head to the destination while under the effect of Fey Cloak. Okay. So, I'm guessing we go this way. Am I run? Alright, so I gotta get there and get there fast. And run past him. And they're like, come out wherever you are. Well, you can't see me. Anyway, so, yeah, so I've essentially come to, my conclusions of World of Warcraft Classic, playing it. I've got about 8 hours played. 10 technically, because I had a character that was, like, just sprung into a random, server that I was, like, Romulos or something like that. And then we went to Westfall or whatever, and that was fine. Had the destination while under the... Alright, speak with Thancred. Okay. I'll go up and talk to him. But anyway, so I'm level 10, and, like, I'm not going to say that I have, I've figured it all out. I've played the game to fruition. But the first 10 levels, thus far, I can say that I definitely prefer Final Fantasy XIV as far as, like, things, if I'm given the choice. So, hang on. I assumed you were right behind us. What took you so long? Fairies. I see. Yes, I sense a valid excuse for lateness. You are hereby forgiven. In other good news, the new Mo village lies just through here. We'll enter as soon as Oriange deigns to join us. Alright. I was just thinking, isn't the mushroom people or whatever? Or it's in, like, the place with the mushrooms, but I can't remember what they look like or anything. Oh, okay. It's like the Beck Lug or whatever. Is that when we run into her first time? Tierney. Ah, mortals. Mortals are here. Lots of them. Better run. I didn't know they were Fey folk. I thought everyone in this valley was Fey folk. I thought you said the new Mo weren't best friends. Or were man's best friends. The poor thing was beside itself with fear. 'Twas beside itself, perhaps, but not with fear. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you, to have so many mortals appear at once. It's more excitement than we can bear. Oh, they're super jazzed. Greetings, Elderwood, Aeonic, Tierney. It has been a while. Pray forgive my brevity, but time is against us. We have come to borrow the stone scepter of the new Mo. The stone scepter? Then you mean to lift the seal over Eorzea? That's unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you. If the king is set free, none here will be safe. Unlike our Fey cousins, we new Mo have called this land our home since time immemorial. Leaving is unthinkable. Thus did many of us lay down our lives to seal away our king when they were corrupted by light. If we do as you ask, the sacrifice would have been in vain. Don't worry, we'll feed Titania. No one will come to harm. Just hand over the goddamn staff. Man, if I was wanting to be more abrasive, no one will come to harm. Don't worry, we'll feed Titania. Oh, man. If my friend Rick were here, this is absolutely the answer he would choose. He has no patience for any of that stuff. Let's just go with Titania. But then you'll only become another Light Warden. It changes nothing. I already defeated the Light Warden. Honored Elder, pray believe me when I say this man is possessed not only of the strength required to vanquish the king, but of something still more valuable, a means to resist the resultant corruption. Indeed, he hath already laid low the Light Warden of Lakeland, all without succumbing to the influence of its light. He is yet a stranger to this land, 'tis true, but he harboureth the self-same desire to see the Sin-Eaters limited as we do. Wilt thou now let us thy hand, that we might see thy beloved home restored to its former glory? You've always done right by us, Eorzea. If you have placed your faith in this man, then so shall we. As you say, we want nothing more than to be rid of the Sin Eaters. But that as may, it is not a decision to be laid lightly. We require time to deliberate. A turn of the moon, perhaps. We don't have a turn of the moon, unless we want to debate this with the Eulmore army. Elder, given all that is at stake, I cannot well expect thee to simply roll over, acquiesce to our request. But even now a powerful foe draweth near, and I fear I must beseech thee to hasten thy deliberations, that thou mightst fetch us a scepter while there is yet time to use it. Roll over? Fetch? Ah, they're dogs. You know full well naught gives us greater pleasure than render aid to men. You know full well when you speak words of power regardless. It's unfair. Unfair, I tell you. In happier times, our honor to assist mortals in need and receive rewards befitting our deeds. Since the kingdom of Obert fell, however, we've been starved of man's patronage. After so many years of deprivation, it is difficult to ignore such an earnest entreaty. Very well, Eorzea. I promise to give you as swift an answer as I may. In return, I ask that you and yours remain here a while, and bestow upon us your patronage. Is this acceptable arrangement? Or an arrangement agreeable? Alright, I'm gonna go hang out with the dog people for a touch here. You will offer your patronage to our people too, yes? Let's see, perhaps you can be with Marn Ors. They are one of our foremost artisans, one's held in highest esteem by the Knights of Obert. With the Knights gone, however, Marn Ors has had no opportunity to put their skills to use. They will be overjoyed for your patronage. Yes. Okay, so point one of the things about WoW Classic. So the thing I think is interesting about it is the combat is not engaging at all. I know that people that play WoW, I'm just going to finish this thought before we talk to this guy, think that the global cooldowns of Final Fantasy XIV are agonizingly slow. They don't like it. It doesn't bother me at all because there's so many like different considerations to do. I mean, look at all these like hotbars. Look at all this. We'll use my mouse for a second. Look at all these things. I got to switch my magics. I got regular magic, then I've got my higher end magic, and I understand I'm level 90 or whatever, but like I'm gonna go up to like what, level 80 in Shadowbringers, I think, right? And so a lot of these skills aren't there, but even then, it's like early game. It's like, well, I have this skill and that skill, and then that skill, and then I do this, that, right? And you got to keep the rotation going, and then maybe you have like a side thing, like one of these or whatever, right? And so it matters. The combat and I'm playing a priest, and it's not super engaging. I understand that's going to be like a detriment, but just like, yeah, it's just like the combat doesn't do anything to make me go, wow, it's great. For the longest time, I got to level 10. All I did is I'm playing with like add-ons to make it so I can play with the controller. And it's just like I have like my Y ability is smite, and it's just like smite. I just got a wand, and I just got all this stuff, so and it's just like, it's the most boring combat. I keep thinking of like, what is the most boring game I've ever played? And I thought I played a lot of boring games in my life. I mean, but I thought of the game, if anyone remembers the game Too Human, I think it was a 360 game. It might have been an Xbox One game, but I think it was a 360 game. Too Human is the most boring game I can think of off the top of my head. And this game is on par with Too Human for how bored I have been. And so when I think of like an indictment of World of Warcraft Classic, I didn't realize how spoiled I was by all of this. Like, people say it's homogenized, and I'm not saying that WoW doesn't have some combat that's probably fun or whatever. I finally got like an attack where I can do damage over time. It's Shadow Word Pain or something like that. And then I got another one that makes it like the magic burst thing that does damage. And then I still got smite, and then I got a wand now, so I can shoot wand things. But like this combat system makes way more sense to me, and I didn't realize how spoiled and how good we had it in Final Fantasy XIV. So like that's my first point of I mean, it's technically 4, but I'll touch on the other one. The last one that's like a secondary one is the social aspect. Final Fantasy XIV, I understand, is a social game. Like, there's also people running around all the time, but I'm gonna be honest. I've been playing this game for over 10 years, and I've only made like 3 friends. And if you look at my friends list, like, let's look at my friends list real quick. So of all these people, these are all people I know in real life, except for Sophira. Sophira and Kyrinos Dereforo. All of these other people are people I either know directly. Like, I mean, Sandra Reynolds is my wife, and so is Mari Reynolds, because she made another account because she was going to play on a free trial, right? And then all these other people are people I know in real life. Every single one of them. There's not a single one on here that's not someone I know in real life who's played with the game with me at some point. So, like, but the thing is, in World of Warcraft, you can't just go do the duty finder and, like, get a dungeon and get it done and do the thing. You got to go out and be social. I'm not saying that's bad, but, like, you are required to do that. And for my friend, being social that way is like a big thing to him, and it has no value to me in that, because I mean, I don't mind being social, but I like to choose when I'm social. I don't want to play the game and be forced to socialize and have a conversation with someone if I don't feel like it. And that it's a double-edged sword, right? Like, there's times when that's good and when it's bad. But that's the fourth pillar. So the first one is definitely the combat. It just does nothing for me thus far. And then the fourth pillar, would, so to speak, would be the social, but that's kind of like I could take it or leave it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. It doesn't do anything for me. It's kind of neutral. The other two are just straight up like neutral negatives. So without that, let's talk to Marn Os and keep this going. 1,182, 1,183, 1,884. Wait, did I already count that leaf? Ugh! Who? What? Where? What? Wait! You're immortal! Huzzah! Huzzah! Well met. Yes, very well met indeed. Have you old and tired arms and armor that are threatening to fall apart at critical junctures in battle? If you answered yes, you come to the right new Mo. I will restore your equipment to pristine condition for a payment of a pair of moss fungus legs. Moss fungi roam outside the cave. Please, please, please give their legs and patronage to me. So I guess we have to go outside and slay moss fungus. That's totally fine. I'm glad we're gonna do a little bit of scrapping. So okay, so we've established like the social is a neutral, right? That's a neutral fourth leg, not super important. But I will tangent and mention one thing. The one thing I do love is that you can't really do in Final Fantasy as well is like if we were doing this quest, right, and I was partied up with somebody, you know how like it'll make you like disconnect, like leave the party so you can watch a cutscene or do like a, I don't know if they ever patched that out. I don't think they did. But, like, it'll make you leave because you've got, like, one of the gold things where you have to have, like, a single-person instance. The WoW Classic will let you do all the quests together, and you can share the quest with your, like, people in your party, and then work on it and know what your progress is. I really wish there was more of that in Final Fantasy XIV, but that's probably the thing I like the most about Classic so far, is that very thing. Outside of that, I don't have much more else positive to say. I like that, and that is pretty much it. So, on to the second thing. I don't think I realized how important the story is. I mean, we're obviously doing the MSQ for this entire series. Like, right, this is the whole thing. You know, it's ironic, because early on, when I was getting ready to play WoW Classic, I thought, maybe I could do a similar thing. Maybe I'll hold off, and we'll start playing WoW after I reach, after we finish the series, and maybe I could do a similar thing for that. The story is nonsensical. I don't know what is going on, when, why, anything. From what I gather, everything is based on, like, reading the dialogue boxes from these people. Like, you talk to some marshal or whatever, and he's like, yeah, do this thing. And you're like, okay, I'll do that thing. And then it's like, he tells you about a thing you have to do. He's like, hey, we're gonna go out, and there's a problem with, I don't know, kobolds or whatever, right, in the area. I need you to go out and thin them out because they're becoming a problem for whatever reason. And that's what the text tells me, right? And you're like, okay, I'll do that. And then you go out and you just kill 10 kobolds and you go back. And I'm not saying there are no quests like that in Final Fantasy XIV. There's definitely are. But a lot of times, like, how many times do you, like, go and do a quest, right? Like, I just went and they had me kill a couple of them, right? Just to farm a couple things. Instead of 10 of them. But, like, how many quests have we done in this series where it tells you to go do a thing, right? I was thinking of, early on when we were in A Realm Reborn, and you're looking for that priestess or whatever. She's like the priest of the I forget what it is. It's over in Thanalan where it's in that temple where that like church where Sid's kind of hiding out when he lost his memory. And like you're going off and you got to look for her, and then you eventually get to point and it's got like the purple circle on the ground, right? And you see that she's being attacked, and then you got to go in and save her or whatever, right? So like the combat serves the narrative. You're doing something, you might be killing something, but you're killing it within a context that explains something, so you know why you're doing it, right? Like a parallel would be like, instead of just going killing 10 kobolds, what if there was an NPC being attacked by a kobold, and then you go and save the NPC from the kobold, right? Okay, well now you have some context for why you're doing that, right? Or there's bandits, the Defias, I think it is, or something like that. The Defias brothers or whatever. If you did that, then it would like give you more context for it being. It makes it more real, right? Like you're like, I'm saving people from these bandits, not just go into this orchard or this like wine grove and just kill like as many of them as you can, and go get the wine out of these wine buckets. You know what I mean? Like nothing I'm doing feels like it matters, and I don't remember any of the dialogue. So you know, there's that. Hang on, let's talk to Mar and Ost. We'll get him the stuff here. Ah, you returned, and with the moss fungus legs, I hope. They are tools of my trade, lest you wonder, used to polish metal and leather alike into lustrous sheen. Now that I have to work again, I must replenish my stores. How many moss fungus legs will you give? 2. Huzzah! 2 moss fungus legs to befits my work. Ah, you have neither more nor less expected than I can hope to provide. There is no greater joy. You see, there is no honor to a task. We must receive precisely what it is worth. Too little means to belittle our ability. Too much means you question our integrity. You've given me a fitting payment, so my services are at your disposal. I shall begin my inspecting your equipment. Go ahead. I see. Though I must ask for a small fee for the materials, I am pleased to say that all your arms and armor may be restored. If you mean to change them in the near future, however, there's no need to hurry. My first repair is complimentary. Here's the coin which you pay me with when you desire when you have the work done. Many thanks for your patronage. Alright, cool. Morris Orr's shop is now open for business. Oh, and if you mean to offer your patronage to another, may I suggest use Goof yonder? Judging from your equipment, it's plain you're no stranger to battle. I believe Goof will have something for you. Man, only thing names worse than this are freaking Dawn Trail. Good grief. Goof. Who named this? We're already doing this? I thought we'd have to get like 2 more expansions before we run into stuff like this. Ah, to have so many men visit us at once. This is a joyous day indeed. If it please you, please give me your patronage. As my patron, I ask that you remove your noxious mushrooms that grow in our cave. Flame spores, they're called. Would you tend to them with we would tend to them with magics, except they leave behind a harmful ash. We have no choice but to pluck them one at a time. Now that you'd be curious as to what I have to offer, I am purveyor of wares that will aid you in your travels. If you expect your exchange for your fitting payment, I will give you my choicest items. Alright, sure. So, yeah, so combat, not good, right? Combat, not good. And then narrative, just not good in the story, in the quests you're doing thus far. Like I said, I'm level 10. I don't know what it's like afterwards. I'm just saying, up to level 10, it has not bit me at all. It's not interesting. So the third part. The third part is like a slightly more avoidable one. But, unfortunately, there's not like, I mean... So it's problematic, but like in a different way. So, you know how like when you're trying to have someone do something... Where am I going? Oh, it's up there. I didn't see it. Okay. You know like when someone's trying to get you to play... I'm trying to jump like I'm playing Warcraft. Wow. You know someone's trying to get you to play something, like say they want to play Final Fantasy, right? And like, this is the same thing happened when I was trying to play WoW all those years ago when I was playing during Cataclysm. Was like, she was playing a healer and she was like healing me and keep me alive and stuff. And the thing is, it completely negates any challenge. And while that's not necessarily happening, we're just like streamlining the leveling curve So we're just running around, grabbing quests, and then going and doing them. But I have no context for why we're doing anything. So, because we're just, like, taking the quest, and I'm not, like, reading the dialogue, really, because we're just kind of trying to hurry up and grab 2-3 quests at a time and then move on. So we're running around, and effectively, he's like, we're going here, and we're going there, and we're going here, and we're going there. And the problem is, for WoW Classic, what I've gathered from reading about it is a lot of the fun comes from being dropped into a world that you don't know what's going on, and then trying to, like, figure it out for yourself and exploring and, like, figuring out what's going on in that grand text. But if the combat's already not doing anything, and the story's not doing anything for you, really, and then not only that, any story you would pick up is skipped, really, because you're just following someone around. So then there's, like, nothing has any value. You're just going from place to place, killing things, and then picking up stuff and then taking it back. Why are you doing it? For what reason? Where you might pick it up from your quest giver, maybe, which I already wasn't having, like, a super enabled time, now it's even worse. So when you combine all three, like, whereas in this, it's like, I know, like, right now, right, we're getting the mushrooms, right, from the walls. I know why we're doing this, at least slightly. It might not even be a good reason, but we know why we're doing it. There's, like, there's an actual conversation. It just wasn't just a text box that popped up and told me to do it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a tangible reason for that. And with that, let's talk to this guy. Let's talk to Yusuf. You've already removed the flame spores? How very quick you are. Oh, but you perchance search the western entrance as well? I'm told they have more cropped up in that area. Alright, well, let's go look. So I'm saying, like, see, we're going, it's like, this is like tedious questing, right? Like, it's like, alright, it's not super, engrossing to run around and pick mushrooms because they're problematic or whatever. But at least, like, I understand they're a problem, and that's why we're doing it, and so I'm not... Now, imagine I didn't read anything the guy just said, and I just pushed skip, and I skipped the whole cutscene. And I didn't have any context for what we're doing, and I'm just following someone, and we're just over here, right? And then we're just picking mushrooms. I don't know why we're doing it. I don't know what we're doing them for, right? But now imagine, like... Oh, hang on. As you pluck the last, the flame source, you sense a gaze from the entrance. Okay. Minfilia. I wasn't spying on you or anything. I've just finished my task and... I should go report back. Anyway, so, like, imagine, if you will, I'm following someone, we come out here and we pick some mushrooms, and then, like, there's some enemies here, we fight them and we kill, like, several of them, maybe 10 of them, right? 10 or 12. And then we pick up the stuff from them, and now we're going back. But I don't have any context for why we're doing it, right? It's like we're trying to hurry up and get the experience as fast as we can, that I don't have any context for it. And not only that, like, they're not really what I've read, it's like they kind of tell you, but they don't always tell you all the time. Not in any sort of... And the telling is not very engrossing. They don't say it in a way that I find super compelling. And so it just feels like side quest content. I feel like we're talking to somebody, and then their whole thing is, like, telling you side quest stuff. And you're like, well, I don't care. But then you learn there is no MSQ, really. That is the storytelling. So when you combine all three of them, the combat's not good, and then the storytelling is not good, and then I'm being hamstrung by following someone who's trying to, like, streamline the process because they want you to get, like, through to, like, more of the game. So there's no exploration, right? It's like, imagine you're playing Minecraft, and instead of playing Minecraft, you're not building anything, really. You're just in a city someone already built, right? Like, it's nice, you can go get food, and maybe you can fight things if you want, but, like, you're not building anything. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. And so, yeah, that's the third pillar. Ah, you've returned. Have you dealt with the flame spores by the western entrance as well? I did. Excellent. No more poisonous spores irritating our noses. For a little while, at least. Oh dear. I believe I'm getting sentimental. Having a patron again, it reminds me of the old days. For every day, I would carry my wares to the castle to offer in exchange for my men's patronage. Man, how long these guys live? Back then, the castle wasn't called Eorzea. The Vorbrights built it, and they named it Gunas Licht. Like German? It was their last bastion of struggle against sin-eaters, and now they're gone. All of them, nobles and knights and common folk alike. But enough reminiscing. I must give you what you've earned. And if you've a desire for anything else I possess, I will be glad to offer them at you, for a fitting price, of course. Alright. Use gifts to shop is now open for business. Now you'll be offering your patronage to anyone else? If so, would you consider Wid Lad? They've been under the weather as of late, and the chance to perform an honorable task would cheer them up. Okay. Let's go talk to Wid Lad. What a Wid Lad, this guy. What? You would be my patron? But I can't do anything for you. The lawless ones took my invisible ink, and without it I can't make my arcane wares. Who are the lawless ones? They're Numo like us, except they've turned their backs on our values. Curs without honor, they are. They refuse to work, instead spending all their time cavorting and making a nuisance of themselves. It was when I was outside for a walk they set upon me and robbed me of my possessions, the ink included. I was too weak to resist them, but you, mortal, you look quite strong. Do you think you could take back my ink from those villains? If you do this, I will consider it your patronage, and by way of my service, I will make you something very special. Alright, sure. Excuse me, Tiberius, but I couldn't help but overhearing. If you mean to undertake this task, would you let me accompany you? I would learn from you and help what little way I can. Yeah, sure, you can come with me, okay. Thank you so much. That's a killer yawn, sorry. The lawless ones make their lair to the south, inside a cave called Father Collard's Chambers. They took many vials of ink, and I will be grateful if you would bring as many back as possible. You ever yawn and then your ears open up and everything's way louder? Good grief. Everything is the loudest, like, ever. So, besides just, like, venting about World of Warcraft Classic, it's just, like, mostly just to give you a contrast of, like, appreciating the things in this game. Like, I already appreciate the game. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this series if I didn't. But, like, when you consider, like, the combat, and then you consider the storytelling, like, even the side quests, I think, are about on par, you know, maybe, as, like, their entirety of their narrative. Like, it just doesn't do anything for me. And then when you factor in all of that, and then, oh, the porgies, or whatever. Do they already have porgies? Is this where we learn to make porgies? Those are definitely the porgies. The things that Alize learns how to do the thing with. Anyway, but no, and then you figure out, like, you're trying to play with somebody, and they're just, like, leading you around all over the place, and you don't really deal with any hardship, or you're not learning anything new. And it's like, I don't want to make a new character, or play, because if I play by myself, right, then I get all the way to the end, and, you know, like, we're not doing it together, which is, like, the whole point of me playing the game, right? So, I mean, at this point, it's like, I'm probably going to play the month that I subscribed, and then, like, I'll probably be done. But the thing is, I will say, the one thing I'll say is, it's given me appreciation for some things that I think that Final Fantasy could do better, which is not many, but, like a thing or two. Like I said, like the questing and that sort of thing. I always wish there was more stuff to do in this game with friends besides just dungeons and raids and stuff. Like, it's like dungeons, raids, unless you want to go, like, chocobo racing or treasure hunting or something, there's not like a lot for you to do with friends. Like, put it this way, if you're playing like Destiny, for example, right, you can do PvP, you can go do PvE, like quests, you can do strikes, you can do raids, you can do like go into public events, and you can do some of that around here, you know what I mean? You can do fates and stuff like that. I'm just saying, I wish there was a little bit more cohesion for doing stuff with your friends in a party, you know, for the whole thing. But I understand. Like, I was listening to one guy, and he was saying that Final Fantasy XIV is an MMO, or is an RPG MMO, and something like WoW Classic is an MMORPG. They're a little bit different from each other in that regard, right? And so that's fine. But, like, no. So it gave me some context about, like, things that Final Fantasy could do better, but also it just gave me more appreciation for all the things that I love about this game. Like, it's got little blemishes on it, things that aren't perfect about it, but when you play something else that's kind of similar, but isn't quite right, you know what I mean? I kind of wonder if that's the way people, what was it, Black Ops 3? People like Call of Duty, and they play Black Ops 3, and they're like, Oh man, I wish this was like Titanfall, because Titanfall is so polished. That's one of the ones where they added wall running, right? Same sort of thing. It's like I just wish this was Titanfall. You know what I mean? Or maybe like Apex Legends. They just wish it was Titanfall. That sort of thing. Titanfall 2 is an amazing game. Titanfall 1's a good game. Titanfall 2 is amazing. But that's not the point. All right, let's figure out what the plan is to get this stuff back. Father Collard's chambers is through here. I peered inside, and sure enough, it was milling with Nomu. They looked none too friendly. If Thancred were here, he would tell me to go about it quietly and quickly. Let us split up. Why? Just let me go in and I'll whoop him right now. I'll find all the ink I can and then come back outside. See you shortly, Tiberius. She got fancy daggers. Alright, so we'll go in there. But yeah, no, it's just like... like I said, part of this is just like a kind of event of things I've been thinking about. If I had any talent, I'd make a video about it. About like what I like versus one versus the other. But I don't have any talent for making videos that are not like simple like this. So, you know, I'm not going to do that. But, you know, I just figure I would show it. And also, I think it just enriches... It really enriches my time with the game. You know what I mean? I'm enjoying this more because I realize what it could be like if I was doing something I really didn't enjoy anywhere near as much. You know what I mean? I just realized there's just no more fungimancers and things all around all over the place. Oh, I see. It's back that way. Okay. Where are we going? That's a tight fit there, champ. What are we doing? Okay. Moving on. So, yeah, anyway, that's pretty much all I had to really say on it at this time. I'm just really enjoying myself doing this, even though it's a, you know, a relatively unsocial experience. But you know what? I didn't do this for social experience. I did this for documentation, so it works out. I can go in here, and I know I'm probably like if I was normally, that's sure everything here would be, you know, attacking me, including these porksies. I don't know if I want to call them porkies, but I guess they're porksies. No moo, man. More like you got no moo invisible ink. That was a bad joke, I'm sorry. Alright. Anyway. Can you guys believe that we're over 100 episodes? Real OGs, and by real OGs, you know, I really just mean like, I mean, I don't, so the thing, it tells me I have multiple viewers, like, every day, but really, I mean, honestly, I don't have multiple viewers. I have one viewer, really, is what it boils down to. So, I don't know why we're even pretending it's not. Crompulus is like the only person that consistently watches my stuff. I'm not saying no one else does. I've had some other viewers in my day, but throw out to once again to Crompulus. You're the real G.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh my gosh, we have dialogue.
Those Numo were rather frightening. I'm glad you're safe.
Absolutely terrifying. None of them attacked me at all because I'm too swole. I'm glad to see you safe too. I see you use daggers. You don't need to worry about me. So I'm glad you're safe too. I don't really care. It's like we're fine, right? I see you use daggers. I already kind of have an idea. Like it wouldn't be hard for you to. Oops, sorry. It wouldn't be hard for you to figure out why she used daggers. So I'm gonna say you just don't need to worry about me. It's fine.
No, of course. How silly of me. You're a hero.
Oh, of course now I make her feel bad. Ugh, just can't win around these people.
The Minfilias before me battled Sin Eaters as part of the Eulmorean army. But that had all changed by the time I was found. They held me captive so that I wouldn't follow in the others' footsteps. I'd still be in my cell now had Thancred not spirited me away. When he found me, I knew nothing of the world. I didn't know how to live, let alone fight. Thancred once told me that if the efforts to summon you failed, it would fall to me to face the Light Wardens. I realized then that it was the only reason he kept me close. As a contingency. The truth is, he can't stand to be around me.
Yeah, that's not true. He just has a hard time because your name and your namesake is clearly based on a person he has great affection for.
Because I'm not her. I'm not his Minfilia.
That's such a dumb look on my face.
Once, we journeyed to Nabatha together, to the place where the Oracle appeared and stayed the flood. As we drew near, I felt as though I was fading away. I shut my eyes and covered my ears, and then... I'm not sure what happened after that.
I think I saw that in the 8-track
I have a vague
flashback.
feeling that I said something to him. Only it wasn't me at all. It was her. Afterwards, Thancred didn't say a word. Only kept to himself and brooded. There's nothing I can do for him. Nothing I can offer but my presence. Though it only reminds him of his loss. She should be the one to live on. That's why I tried to find you. Because I knew that was what she wanted.
It's a rough go. This is like beyond just living in someone else's shadow, right? It's just having to sit there and be like, oh yeah, no one really wants me here. I'm just a pale imitation of somebody that they actually care about. It'd be a real shame if everything sucked really hard. I don't know, it's like, you know, best I can do is try and do what she would have done because maybe that kind of makes up for it. That's harsh.
But now that you're here, I'm not entirely sure what it was she intended me to do. Was I meant to tell you something or bring you to someone or somewhere? I can feel the answer at the edge of my mind, just out of reach.
I didn't see that coming. Giant Reaper.
What is
Reaper
that?
and I just like all I could hear in my head is Reaper indoctrination is the insidious method in which controlling organic minds. And it's like
Reaper indoctrination is an insidious means of corrupting organic minds, reprogramming the brain through physical and psychological conditioning, using electromagnetic fields, infrasonic and ultrasonic noise, and other subliminal methods.
Mass Effect OGs know what I'm talking about.
Why? Why did you imprison us?
I think it's pretty obvious why we did that. Crazy butterfly lady.
Such boredom, such tedium have we suffered. It is unfair. Unfair. Come. Come and play with us.
I'm working on it, alright? Calm down.
It came from the castle. This is everything I have. Please see it delivered to the Nemo. I will bear word to Thancred and the others.
Sorry. I also have cats that are insidious people as well. If I had, like, the ability and any talent into it... Like, right now, what are you doing? Don't do that. The thing is, he always wants to go stand, like, right where my, like, my hub, like, is. Because the modem is upstairs at my house, and so I just have a hub for all the devices in the area where all my stuff's at. And so, He just wants to stand on it. And I'm like, please don't stand on, because half the cords I have were like the Ethernet cords, the tabs have snapped off over time. It's like, dude, no, please don't do that. Alright. Deliver the vials and visibly aim to weak. Why am I doing this? I want to run, but it's like, it's not practical. Come on. Alright, wid lad. Mercy, your majesty, we had no choice. Please forgive us. Oh, it's you. My ink, you were able to retrieve it? Yeah, there you go. Yes, this is the ink. Almost all of it, too. When our king spoke to me, my day went from bad to worse. But thanks to you, it's simply bad again. Oh, well, I guess that's something. What? You had the vision too? Oh, woe is us. Ordinarily, when a living being turns into a sin eater, it loses everything about its mind that defined it. However, the king has retained some of their instincts. This manifests in the desire to play and be free. So strong is that desire that it often leaks through the seal to invade our consciousness. For a long time we've ignored it, but we can't do so forever. But forgive me, I was going to thank you for reuniting me with my ink. You did exactly as I asked, so I'll give you my service as I promised. Nothing up my sleeve, and voila! May it serve you well. What I was gonna say is, like, when I have thoughts like that, if I can do the thing where you pause footage, and then, you know, from the paused footage, you then, you know, take the screenshot, and then, like, hey, you can overlay some different audio over it and that whole thing. I don't have the talent to do that, but we'll see. Ah, there's nothing like honorable work. Thanks again for giving me the opportunity. Oh, I should mention the Elder Wid Ankh returned a moment ago. If you seek them out, I dare say they'll have tidings for you. Alright, let's go talk to that guy. Let's sprint with my sweet coat and fantastical hat. Ah, there you are. I'm informed that you've been an excellent patron to our people. For that you have my thanks. Now then, you'll be pleased to hear what we've come to a decision regarding the scepter. If you gather your companions, I'll deliver our answer. It better be not be, oh hey, don't do it. Oh, it's got the happy-go-lucky music, so there you go. Before I begin, please allow me to express my gratitude for your kind patronage. Having been deprived of purpose for so long, our people are overjoyed at being able to serve again. But on to the matter of the stone scepter. During our deliberations, we were forced to concede that we will never have the power to deal with the fallen monarch. We can release Titania neither from the castle nor the torment. In light of this, we decided to entrust their fate to you. Well, there you go. Logical. Take it, the stone scepter of the new Mo. This makes 3 relics. One more, and we can arrange the meeting with the warden. Ere you come to continue your quest, allow me to enlighten you with regards to your foe. Know that Titania is not a name, but a title bestowed upon the chosen one to lead the pixies by the grace of nature. This leader, upon Ilmeg's founding, arose as a ruler of all Fae folk, to bring about our riotous kind. In our turn, we Fae folk render our blessing unto nature, unto water, wood, and wind, that our king might be further empowered. Though they may become a senior, their powers remain unchanged. When you face them, be prepared to face the full fury of nature. Not a big deal. Oh dear. Is there anything else we should know? Anything else? Only that if you feel unready for the challenge, and none here will blame you for it, you are welcome to remain among us a while longer. After all, I myself have yet to enjoy your patronage, and who knows when I'll next have the chance. We would see that we are comfortable, of course, and do all in our power to make you feel at home. Oi. Honestly, I look away for a moment, and every fairy and their new uncle tries to steal my sapling from me. This is my sapling. Mine, do you hear? Not yours, not Fuath's, and anyone who so much thinks about trying to seduce him will wish they hadn't. The final relic is a pair of shoes wrought of crystal. They are held in the Amaro's safekeeping in the settlement Walkadorf. What a name. At least it's pronounceable. It beareth mentioning these Amaro are unlike those which thou hast heretofore encountered. Owing to peculiarity of evolution, they are capable of speech, and thus we might negotiate with them as we have the faithful. Seems simple enough. Though it saddens us to see you leave, we wish to will you on your way. When you arrive in Wolkendorf, seek out the largest of the Amaro. His name is Seto, and he is the leader and bearer of the relic, and also the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Wait, he's Seto Kaiba, right? He's got a sweet trench coat and a cool haircut. Let us go. Yeet. Alright. I wonder if I can use the Chocobo Porter thing to take me to there. Hire one. Wolkadorf, let's go! We love Chocobo Porters and Hawk Porters and Amaro Porters. We love all the Porters. Probably like right over there, right? Just a hop, skip, and a jump. Let's say it takes a minute to get there. I'm gonna press X to doubt right now. That was like 20 seconds, maybe. Alright, let's go find do it. Let's get a Marrow. They're hanging out this not totally broken down and busted town. Enormous Amaro. An enormous Amaro slumbers peacefully. Call Seto. Seto is his name. I'm like running, yelling at him like Mokubo right now. Ardbert? Oh, forgive me, I was having a dream. Seldom do men visit us. What brings you to our village? Shoes. Did I hear you all right? You desire the crystal shoes that you may confront the Light Ward? No, no, you mustn't think such thoughts. Even if you are indeed immune to the light's corruption as you claim, vanquishing the king will bring you naught but sorrow. Forget this folly, return whence you came. While we appreciate your concern, we have no choice in the matter. Will you not reconsider? 3 dots. Come, my friends, let us leave him with his thoughts. And then we left him with his thoughts. 'Tis harder by far to change the minds of they who mean well than those who mean ill. Forgive me, but I'm not sure I understand. And little wonder, 'tis the first time thou hast set foot here. 'Twould behoove you to learn all something that the nature of this community. I just read that completely wrong. 'Twould behoove you all to learn something of the nature of this community. And I think there is no surer way than to speak with its members. Of course. In such wise, it's weird. Like such ways, I would think it'd be like, in such wise, you will come to understand Seto's reasoning for refusing us, and I hope gain an insight into how he may yet be persuaded. I bid ye seek out the Marrow and make yourselves known unto them. A gentle touch shall suffice by a way of greeting. Emotes. Oh, he's doing the hand punch. Let's do it. I sometimes wonder if you could make your character look exactly like NPCs. Like, if you want to make your character look identical to Urianger, could you do that? Or do they have enough, like, custom stuff in them that you can't possibly do that? I know some characters you can't, but I'm just curious. I just wonder about it sometimes. I know I saw one that looked just like Tataru. Well now, it's not often that we are visited by men, much less unglamoured ones. What brings you so far from your own kind? Oh. I forgot. I gotta pet you. Oh! Sorry, I just noticed that there's like 2-3 people just standing over there dancing and stuff. just randomly. Kerker. How long has it been since I last felt a man's touch? I can't, that sounds so bad. How long has it been since I last felt a man's touch? I cannot help but be reminded of my master's hand. He was a knight of Vobert, a noble and valiant soul. But like so many others, he died with fighting the Sin Eaters. Though he is long departed, I remain in this land out of respect for his memory. Yeah, no, it's just like two people. Two people, so we've got, let's see, Acacia Camelios of the Multifaceted, a level 100 Red Mage Bunny Girl, an introvert trying to be an extrovert. Is it working? Well, I mean, with the glow sticks, one could think. And then a level 100 ninja, Lucio Sukahiro, here to ask for help. Eileen, 1 always and forever. I don't know if that means that they got married or they died. I'm not sure. I mean, respect, I guess, whichever way it is. It's just didn't expect to see people here, let alone just standing AFKing in the middle of a Marrow village, jumping around with glow sticks. But who am I to say that you can't do that? Eoan. Keep forgetting how to pet them. Ah, that tickles. Enough. I've never had a master. I'm not accustomed to it. Not that I dislike your kind, you understand. On the contrary, we Amero were bred to be fond of men. In the beginning, we were all mindless beasts, but then a mage of Ranka gave us the gift of intelligence, that we might better serve our masters. After that empire fell, those with gifts eventually died out. On rare occasions, however, we are born with the seed of our ancestors in us. If we live long enough amongst men, the seed may quicken, restoring the power of speech amongst us and other things. So it was with me, though I never had a master, as I told you. I mean, that works. I mean, there's a logic in that, right? Like, you know, magic and doing what have you. Nimbus. Flying Nimbus! I'm not gonna forget to pet you this time. What's happening? Why am I being petted? It's wonderful. Seldom do we have a chance to enjoy the attentions of men. Your kind are loath to come here, fear of the Fey folk. But then we are Fey folk too. When we first met, everyone here's Fey folk, dragon people and dog people, everything else, you're all Fey folk. When first we made our home here, we swore an oath to the Fairy King, you see. 'Tis easy to forget sometimes. Back to the Eorzea. What is Minfilia saying? They're so fluffy, like touching a cloud. Yeah, I mean, they don't look fluffy, but they probably are. Thou hast peered into the hearts of the Amero, I take it. Then thou canst not choose but see the intense and abiding love they bear for men. It is a concern for welfare, not scorn, that Seto seeketh to dissuade us from confronting their king. Yet confront the king we must. And in that end we must have needs that... Wait. Yet confront their king we must, and to that end we must needs have the crystal shoes. Who might argue? Tiberius, might I prevail upon thee to confer with Seto in private? The task of slaying the Light Lord will ultimately be thine, and it is for thee, I believe, that he worrieth most. Tell him of thy many great deeds, spoken in earnest. Thy words may yet move him to change his mind. Sure, I can talk him up real bit quick. I can brag about how great I am. It's like, you spoke of my brethren, they have noticed your hand. Then you see it is not out of scorn that I deny you the relic. I simply cannot bear to see men fight and die. Not anymore, none of us can. To lose who has placed a gentle hand upon us even once fills our hearts with untold sorrow, as my brothers and sisters will readily attest. I'll win, don't worry. What am I to make of such declarations? Tell me, why do you wish this? This land is no longer man's to fight for, nor will your doing so compel the Fey folk to change, and in order to obtain other relics you will already have had to pay due price, not more is owed. Why then would you risk all for the face our fallen king? Save the world, keep promise to my friends, to do what no one else can, for real. I mean, really, that's what it boils down to. I am the one. Almost like Highlander. What did you say? The very words. Could it be more a coincidence? Very well, you may believe what you say, but we shall see if you have the strength to do it. Sin Eaters have been prowling the area of late. Prove yourself against them, and I will consider giving you the relic. See that you are well prepared, then meet me in the clearing to the east. There I will lure out the fiends, and there you may slay them. Oh no, giant Amaro guy, no. Alright. Come, Turtle Man. This dragon guy's like, well, you know, you got it from the water people that tried to kill you, and you got it from the fairies who are not very agreeable, and they always want to torture you and mind games forever, and well, you got it from the dog people, which probably wasn't that hard, but now it's like, I don't know if you're good enough. I will use my voice to lure out the Sin Eaters, as I did once when I hunted with an old friend. A feeble cry for the ravenous, a mighty roar for the territorial. I still remember the tricks. But come, we bring in at your signal. Oh, okay. Speak with Seto and the Sin Eaters appear. Ready, then very well. He used to be friends with Ardbert. Alright. Oh, that was really effective. Wow. Okay. I don't think I've ever noticed how much damage those attacks do. Oh no. Yet more dudes? Any more? No? Okay, cool. You made short work of those creatures, I will not deny it. I have seen enough. Let us return to Wolkador. Man, I really like the way that looks. Look how cool that looks. You know what? Hang on. I'll do my attacks. I don't want to do my attacks. No. Hang on. Let's do that. There we go. You gotta get the sweet shots, man. If you don't get the sweet shots, then what does it matter? One thing I hate about G-pose is it automatically goes to the last thing you did. So it's like, oh, you did an attack? Well, we're gonna repeat that. It's like, I get it, but at the same time, I wish it wouldn't. Hiya. Hiya. By the ease at which you slew those Sin Eaters, I see that you are capable. However, I still require time to think, and if you would be willing, there is a favor I would ask of you. Okay. This is not the test of your strength, but a personal request. Please hear my tale. I mean, sure. A while ago, I fought Sin Eaters who had wandered to Eulmore. In the heat of the battle, I dropped a prized possession, a medallion. Of all the places that should fall, it was in Longmere Lake. We Amaro are not fond of water. We certainly cannot dive very deep. I briefly entertained the thought of turning to the Fuath, who are more likely to keep the medallion out of mischief than return it to me. I had despaired on retrieving my treasure, but having seen that you are capable of, perhaps you will be able to find it. While I ponder your request for the shoes, will you not go search for my medallion? If it should elude even you, I will accept that it is gone forever. You know, that is totally fine. I don't mind going for a dive. In fact, you know what? We're gonna go for a fly. But yeah, that look of that like whole thing, that's cool. I like that. I like this area. The castle with the giant butterfly thing on the back is pretty dope. I can get into that. Alright, where am I? Search for Seto's medallion. You were gonna have me run all this way. How dare you? Like 20 million miles away. Alright, down we go. I do like that they kept trying to use, trying to make it so that diving was still relevant. This does not appear to be Seto's medallion. Alright. Let us continue to look. Is it in here? I really do like this whole, like, underwater or what have you. Let's see, is this it? Got the medallion, baby. Let's go. Yeah, not roulette. I'm suddenly in a car. It's fully deployed. Man, I remember working so hard for this car. I've already told that story, though. I know I have. I still think it's funny that I was able to save the quest and then just resume where I left off, like, literally years earlier. I do wish they would do the Final Fantasy 13 events again. I don't know what they were, but if they can do the one with Final Fantasy 15 several times, do you think they could do a Final Fantasy 13 one from, like, early days in the game? I don't even know what you get from it, if you get anything from it. Ah, you returned. How fared your search? This thing. Have a thing.
Ah, my medallion! You found it!
My voice was spot on for this. It's perfect.
Oh, I know not how to thank you. It is my most treasured possession. A gift from a dear departed soul. He was a traveler, and together we journeyed to the ends of the world and back again. When I was young. In those days, I could not speak. But we found joy in each other's company nonetheless. Oh, the memories. This medallion he found during an adventure. Fashioned it into a necklace for me, his partner in crime. I had not the words to tell him then, but it filled my heart with pride. I was so happy.
I was gonna say, I thought that Ardbert showed up, but I wasn't sure. I couldn't
His
remember
name
100%.
was Ardbert, and he was my friend.
Ardbert, thou sayest?
Everyone blamed him for the flood. Him and his comrades. Some few spoke up for them, of the many whose lives they had touched. But as the years went by, their voices were drowned out by those who only uttered the adventurers' names as a curse. It was too much to bear, and so I left behind men and their lies, and came to this place. Ardbert was a trusting soul, constantly being drawn into the troubles of others. Yet in spite of this, he never thought twice when he saw someone in need. He always tried to help. It was no different then. The world needed heroes. It needed him. And yet, he was a good man. He deserved to be happy. I wish I could have told him that, at least.
Not a single line, huh? I'm sure Arbor knows how it feels. Keep your medallion safe. You know what? I'll say that one.
You remind me of him. Your kindness. When we Amaro were created, we were granted the ability to perceive souls. Thus did we recognize our masters. That ability has long since faded from our kind. But due perhaps to my reversion, I can see your soul. Faintly, but surely. It is reminiscent of Ardbird's. Strikingly so. Of course, you are you and no one else. We are defined not by the soul we are born with, but the path we walk. Nevertheless, I cannot help but feel that this is more than mere coincidence. Which is why I will place my faith in you. The relic. It is yours.
Cool, now we can enter the Temple of Time. That was a joke about, you know, getting the 3 sacred stones just to get trapped in the sacred realm and then get the, you know, Master Sword, what have you. Uh-oh.
There's trouble! Terrible trouble!
How do people have Fey magic and you can't do anything about this?
Has something happened at Leader
You turn people into plants all the time. How are you not dealing with this?
Together with the twins, we were playing tricks on some nasty mortals to stop them from setting foot in Eulmore. At first they ran off screaming, which was lots of fun. But then a scary, bony, wrinkly old mortal came along and spoiled everything. None of our tricks seemed to work on him, which is no fun at all. And now they're getting closer and closer.
Plot armor. He's just immune to the Fey's magic.
Ron Jeet.
Hilarious.
If he manages to find his way in, all our efforts will have been for naught.
As thou sayest. Should we be discovered ere our mission here is complete, and the Light Warden yet liveth, our task will be rendered nigh impossible. If we are to prevail, we must needs divide our forces. Thus do I propose the following. Whilst thou salliest forth to meet with the Light Warden, we shall join in the effort to obstruct the trespassers. Should we succeed in staying their advance, all the better. Yet even should we fail, if we can but delay our enemy's arrival long enough for thee to secure victory, our plan may still be deemed a success.
Indeed.
So the moment the lights go out, we all beat a hasty retreat, yes?
Let me come with you. I have the blessing too.
No, Minfilia. You'll only get on the foot. Now come.
Brutal.
I wish there were more I could do. Please be careful.
She wants to prove herself so bad. Goodbye, blinged out Eorzea. All your gold like trinkets and what have you. Alright, well that's probably a good spot for right there. I don't want to like overextend it by doing what I did like last time where it was like, hey, we'll make it way too long. So with that, you know, we're going to deal with it. Of course, old man is plot armor. We're going to fight a giant fairy person probably. Still not sure if that's a dungeon or a trial. I think it's a trial, but I could be misremembering it. It's been a long, long time. So without further ado, you know, till next time.